Hello, fellow traders. It's Nutty Bar, and this video a little bit different. Um, Kind of a summary or almost like a mind dump, I guess. Um, I was reviewing my trades in this past week. I was reviewing just the market. I was reviewing some of my trading, and just kind of overall a little bit more of a stepping away and looking at the market, looking how I've been trading everything involved and just kind of my whole year as well, looking at everything. And I don't know, I just felt like, you know what, I'm going to record this, I'm going to upload it, and I'm going to share my thoughts on where I'm at on my journey. And I don't know, I think I got a little bit caught up in the market, and I don't know, it was good for me to step away a little bit and realize kind of where I'm at right now and where I've come from, and just have a little bit more of appreciation. I feel like this last week I was pretty hard on myself, and I wasn't trading well either. So I think some of it was warranted, but sometimes I have a tendency to be a little bit too self-critical, and it can turn a little bit into spiraling out of control. And me looking back and just summarizing the video or summarizing the week, it just kind of made me realize that, and also kind of my year, the grand scheme of things. And anyway, I just thought, you know what, I'm going to do a video, I'm going to upload it, and if someone finds it useful, that's great. If not, it's okay. It's okay. So this is going to be kind of a summary in the week, and then just kind of a like my first quarter review, like almost like that, like my first quarter review, what I've learned. I'm just gonna talk through it like I do all my videos. This is a one take video, so it might get a little bit long winded. But anyway, kind of a recap of where we're at currently. So where we're at currently in this past week, it got pretty rough toward the end of the week. I don't even remember exactly how everything went down, but I know I lost some funded accounts. Um, Let me rethink. Okay, so I know Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday. I might have my days mixed up, but um I know I had my take profit accounts, and I had 4 take profit accounts at 5,200, so basically right at the buffer, and I was doing really well, and I was getting daily payouts with those accounts. And then I made a critical mistake. There, I made a critical mistake. I think it was on my Monday night recap video. I made the mistake, and I remember when I did it, I thought that was a dumb thing to say. And I remember I said something to the fact of, I really like where I'm at in my trading, and I feel like I've been trading really well. I mentioned something in to that effect. And should have known. I should have known not to do it. I'm not going to do it again, because after that, the next 3 days, I proceeded to flow all 4 of those take profit trader accounts. Um And then I think there was like a 90% special flash sale going on, and I passed 14 Apex 150K accounts. I activated them, and I literally blew 5 of those fresh 150K accounts the next day. I haven't done that in a long time. Um what else did I do? I don't even remember everything. Oh, on Friday, so it was just a chain of events, and I just started to spiral out of control. I know I blamed it on this market a lot, and I do think, you know, this market is crazy. We do have to acknowledge that. Um, and that's one thing with just looking at the year in review or the quarter in review. I mean, these last 2 weeks have just been something we haven't really ever experienced before. and feel like I was pretty hard on myself the last couple days, which rightfully so. I was not trading well. I was undisciplined and I was just kind of spiraling out of control. It even continued Thursday. Thursday, I lost the five 150Ks, just the fresh accounts. Thankfully, I didn't lose the important accounts. Um, but then I actually had five. I had five take profit trader accounts that I had passed halfway. So I had them to 1,500 in profit. And then Thursday in the overnight session, I lost those five accounts. So, and when I lost those five accounts, I mean, I don't even want to get into it how I lost them. Um, just more frustration. I was literally shot to the tick. I mean, I I can't show it to you guys, but trust me when I tell you, I don't even know how I was filled, but it was literally shot to the tick. Liquidated all 5 of those accounts. I know they were only evals, but with Take Profit Trader, it's just a little more triggering because it's a little bit harder to pass Take Profit Trader evals. And anyway, long story short, I lost those accounts and it kind of spiraled me a little bit. And I let it carry over into my Tradefy account. And I ended up losing my two 50K Tradefy accounts that I got. I've gotten two payouts from those accounts. So I've gotten my money back, but just the way I traded, the way I was undisciplined and I just kind of went on till I just did not, it was bad. It was just not how I like to trade. And I hate when I trade that way. So it was a bad overnight experience, and I didn't stream on Friday for that reason. I was just still upset about it. I didn't stream on Friday, and I didn't trade on Friday until the afternoon session, which I was happy about. I waited until like 12 o'clock, and then I turned on my computer, turned on the charts, and we were actually, I'll just show the, here we go. So I was somewhere around here is when we basically were at a double top. And anyway, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna try to pass some Apex accounts. I had some 90% off account eval accounts. And so yeah, I tried and I was successful. I passed five more 50K accounts. As you can see here, these five 50K accounts I passed, and this 150K account I passed as well. So overall, I'm not, it was okay. And then once I passed those accounts, I felt like I was finally reading the market a little bit better, and I felt like the market was finally not quite as crazy in the Friday night or the Friday afternoon session. But I mean, it was still crazy, but compared to what we had been seeing, not quite as crazy. And we kind of held a nice trend higher. And I actually spent more money, which by the way, we'll get into that in a little bit. My expenses are definitely have gone up this week, which it is what it is. But I purchased two more of the 150K straight to funded accounts with Tradeify. I decided, you know what? I just like the 150Ks better, a little bit more drawdown. And once you get to the payout buffer, it's a lot easier to me to keep them. But anyway, so that's what you see here. We have these two Tradeify accounts. These are fresh 150K accounts. I traded those on Friday, got $1,400 in profit on them, which was great. And we actually ended up trading once things were kind of going better, I felt a lot better. And honestly, the biggest change I made was I just traded the pullbacks and waited for pullbacks. It was a little more patient. And I was a little bit more of a scalp method where I was taking my full profit at 50 ticks. That worked really well on Friday. Instead of always looking for a runner, and then getting stopped out on the runner. I was trading 4 micros, looking for 50 ticks and taking the money and then just waiting for my next setup. And I don't know, at least Friday that seemed to work a lot better and it just prevented me from getting frustrated. I did take a couple losses, but that's part of it. But overall, we had a really good day Friday. Um, I actually traded my 550K accounts, and these 550K accounts were the ones I had a $1,200 loss on the day before. I think I had like $700 profit on those on Friday, so made back a little bit of that. But overall, basically, right now, by Monday, we will have 20 Apex funded accounts again. Um, we'll have 1,550Ks, and we will have 550Ks, and we'll see what happens. I'm obviously not going to trade them all at once. Probably going to break them up in groups of 5. Kind of my plan right now. And hopefully and then same with my Tradify accounts. I'll probably be trading I'll have 25 funded accounts and I'll probably just be trading them in groups of 5. Um, and then, yeah, just trying to be more disciplined. Obviously, I am using Quant Guard on my Apex accounts, which I did a video on that on Thursday night. Um, if you want to know more about it, I can put a link down below too. But the Quant Guard basically locks me out, and there's no way to bypass it. And I know that some people, I mean, there were a lot of comments in that video. Some people thought it was expensive. It's okay. I'm not here. If you don't want to pay that, I'm not forcing it on anyone. But I think what it can do, at least for me, is it will force me to be disciplined until I kind of look at it like training wheels on a bicycle. Is kind of how I look at it. Do you want to be riding a bicycle with training wheels the rest of our life? No, we don't. And that's what I like. I don't want to be using Quant Guard the rest of my life. I want to be able to have the discipline on my own. But my hope, I right now I need that. I need those training wheels. That is kind of how I look at it. Can you learn how to ride a bike without training wheels? Yeah, you can, but you're going to get your head banged and your knees banged up a lot more in the process. That's kind of how I look at it. So, but again, like anything else, to each their own. You don't want to use it and you want to keep blowing accounts. If that's fun to you, don't let me stop you. But I'm hoping with the risk management with Quant Guard, I have risk parameters set up. I can't bypass it, and that's going to force me. It's just going to force me to be more disciplined and to be just less reckless. And especially once you get into that tilt mode, and I mean, it's still a battle for me. I know I've come a long way, but it's still a battle. And the other thing, looking at my year, I did request and was approved a $10,500 payout with Tradify, which was awesome. And now that basically, yeah, it puts our total payouts for the year at 84,000, a little bit over 84,000, which is really good. And that's one thing that I just kind of stepping away from this weekend, looking at the bigger picture. Yes, did we have a bad week? Yes, we did. And do we need to correct some things? Yes, for sure. Do I need to get back on instead of just clicking buttons like a crazy person? Just be more disciplined. I don't need to be taking 50 trades a session. Wait for my setup, and if it doesn't show up, it's okay just to sit and wait. In this market condition, I need to be more patient and I need to understand more that I don't need to trade this crazy market. If I trade this crazy market, it was my decision and I can't then blame it on the market. I know I can't, but I might still do that because it helps me cope. But anyway, regardless, I've had a really good year, and 84,000 in payouts is more than what I thought I would be at. especially considering where I was at a year ago, and especially 2 years ago. We've come a long way. We still have a long way to go, and I feel like that's always what we do as humans. We are always looking at what we can do better at least that's how I do it, is, I know I can still do better. So you wanna strive for that, but sometimes you have to step away a little bit and just appreciate how far you've come, not be so hard on yourself, and recognize the progress that you have made, at the same time recognizing where you can improve on. There needs to be a balance, so I definitely feel like I need to get that balance back, and I'm looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to the future, the next quarter. Um, our expenses also, our expenses were 15, I think they're at 15,000, a little bit over. Actually, right now, I'm just gonna open. So there's a link down below, guys, if you wanna actually see the evidence, see the proof. I know some people. So right here is all the screenshots of all of my payouts for the year. If you wanna see it, I have it's sorted by date, and if you total everything up, it should come out to the amount. If it doesn't, let me know, but it should. And then I also have a link for my expenses. If you wanna see my expenses, this is also just listed on the I have some of these listed from last year just because I had them, you know, it basically was a carryover, but yeah, trying to be transparent. Right now our expenses are at 15,218. And the reason I'm tracking this, the reason I'm sharing it is because one of my goals for this year is to lower my expenses. So if you don't track it, then how do you know? So that's why I'm tracking it. Same obviously with my payout. This week was definitely a rough week with expenses. Um I definitely incurred quite a bit of expenses passing quite a bit of Apex accounts, paying that activation fee. That adds up in a hurry, and just more, and I do pay the lifetime fee, so that is even more expensive, but I do it so I don't have to rush and I can take my time. And now obviously I just need to have the discipline and slowly build up those accounts, get them to a payout, and it'll be great. So anyway, that kind of sums up my thoughts on where we're at currently, and just kind of a as far as take profit trader goes. I'm actually so with Quant Guard, it only works with Rhythmic. That's one of the things that I don't like. I wish it would work with Tradedevil. That'd be awesome. Unfortunately, Tradedevil's kind of being difficult, and they're not allowing the developer access to basically give him the access he needs to make it work. Um, so I actually was in the middle of trying to switch over to Rhythmic accounts with Take Profit Trader, but right now I can't. I don't know what's going on. I will say I've been hearing a lot of feedback with Take Profit Trader, and their support has been really bad. I've been trying to reach out to support. I'm not hearing anything back from them. And I bought some Rhythmic accounts, and I can't use them because they don't work. My login doesn't work. Rhythmic doesn't work for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Obviously, they're being overwhelmed. I feel like ever since they took out their daily loss limit, their support staff, the activation process, even the payout approval process has just kind of bogged down. Hopefully, I'll get it figured out. Hopefully, I'll hear back from them. But my goal, I'm going to try to pass some Take Profit Trader accounts with Rhythmic, and just basically so I can use the same risk management. It's going to be a little bit tricky connection wise with Ninja Trader. I can only connect one account at a time, or one prop firm at a time with Rhythmic through Ninja Trader, unfortunately. So we'll have to switch kind of back and forth. but should be okay. We'll figure a way out of it. But I do really like the now that I've experienced the daily payouts with Take Profit Trader. Um, I really did like it. But now we got to get back on the horse. We got to get our accounts above the buffer, and doing that takes some time, and it's probably not going to be easy. We've definitely had our share of struggles in the past with Take Profit Trader. Hopefully, this is not coming back, because if it is, I'll probably just take a little bit of a break, focus on the accounts that I have. I've got plenty of funded accounts to focus on as well, so there's not like a critical need for me to get more funded accounts. So I just really like those daily payouts. But anyway, that kind of sums it up. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, this is relatable to you guys. I'm sure some of you guys, it is relatable. But main thing I learned: if you're trading really well, just don't tell anyone. Don't talk about it, because the market will smack you down and humble you in a second. So that definitely happened to me. I have received my humble pie. I have eaten it. Now I have absorbed it. And now I'm ready to go again. We're ready to roll. And I'm looking forward to, I'm excited for next week and next quarter, what happens going ahead, moving ahead. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I do appreciate it. Take care, and God bless.